Hey everyone, this is here the Master Healer coming to you guys with some quick tips to let you guys know if you are under any type of love spell. So a lot of times, sometimes women um, might be out there and not realizing that you can be under some type of love spell and might not really realize that. Because a lot of times, sometimes that one of the easiest ways to know that if you're under some type of love spell is especially if you meet someone new just recently, but your heart is not really into that person, but the person just all of a sudden you just start thinking about this person all the time. You can't get them out of your head. You're just thinking about them, thinking about them. You understand what I'm saying? Huh? And especially if the person might be like in a foreign country, or the person might be in a different state. These are some of the things, and it's not like it's lost. You ladies out here, you guys can know. And you, my man, also too. You men also too. The few men that comment. A lot of times that has happened, and one of the reasons why that you can be always be thinking about this person all the time is because in order for a love spell to work, the person have to have a target. So if you are a target, for instance, you can be a target on your job, and you could be on your job, or maybe you could be a target. You're in the gym, and that person see you in the gym, and then they get your name or they get a picture of you. They might take that information to somebody, some of the spiritualists who specialize in doing love work, for binding people together, things like that. And you all of a sudden, just so you start thinking about this person all the time, and you can't understand. You know you're not really feeling for that person sexually, but they're always in your mind. You can't get them out of your head. Those are some of the signs that you could be under a love spell very easily. Also, our next tip also too, you have to be careful meeting people online, because you have a lot of people will be able to catfish you, and use different profile pictures and make you feel like this person is all super sexy, but that time it could be somebody in Africa, it could be somebody in Dubai, it could be somebody in Houston, it could be somebody in Florida, it could be somebody in the Caribbean, it could be somebody. You have people all over the place doing all these scams. Some of them, they call them Yahoo boys. Some of them, they call them Yahoo boys because there might be internet cafes around the world. You see them in Canada and Toronto, a lot of internet cafes. You see a lot of men. You see that also too in different areas also too. So these are some of the places that a lot of people will use and to try to manipulate your head in order for you to be thinking about them all the time. So sometimes you ladies out here, even men, you have to be careful meeting women different parts of the world. And for some of you ladies, be careful answering some of these emails or people just inboxing you just out of the blue, starting conversation, and you go and giving up your real name, and then they get a real actual picture of you. That is a target also. So you giving that person, basically you giving away yourself in order for somebody to spiritually hook you. So basically that's how it is in the spiritual world. You have to be careful. So as I say, let's say one of these Yahoo boys overseas get your information. He takes it to some spiritualist somewhere, maybe in his home country or something like that. They start manipulating you spiritually, they hook you, and then all of a sudden, just so you can't get them off your mind, they don't even have to have sex with you. As long as they get something of you, a picture and your real government name, and if the person know what they're doing, they can manipulate things and for you, and all of a sudden you start sending them money out of the blue. You going into the bank, you start drawing out money, all the savings. You see this on television, you see this on the news. A lot of times you see people, especially older folks, these men like to target senior citizens. A lot of times they use witchcraft and different things to manipulate that person in many different ways. I have clients had to come to me. I have to unbind them a lot of times, because I say with me, I do unbinding work, and I do a lot of more spiritual. I clean people up, so there's no binding here and tying people up here. I am the cleanup man. I clean people's lives up, turn people's lives around spiritually. You've been going through hard times, going through a lot of things, you feel like your life is at a standstill, my job is to figure out what is the actual root cause of the problem, and to come up with a plan, a solution, or to turn your life around. So some of these tips, as I tell, for ladies, you guys have to be careful, and men, be careful picking up women overseas. Women especially love to do these types of work also too. Next tip also too, you guys have to be careful, especially for men, when you're now meeting women. You don't go to a woman home and she have food prepared for you to eat. That is a no-no. If you meet a woman, you want to make sure to go to a restaurant, you order your food, you guys sit down and eat across from each other. Those are some of the tips. You don't want to go to somebody, you just meet them, and all of a sudden, just so they say, well, I'm cooking dinner, you need to come over, and then you come over and have your food sit down waiting for you. Whenever you see somebody have food sit down waiting for you, other than your wife or your girlfriend, a lot of times that is food that we consider to be set food. So you guys have to be careful. Some men are very greedy and they're easy to get caught up into these type of traps, and then all of a sudden, just so you start eating that food could have all kind of different things from set for you in order for you to eat, so that you could be under this spell and control and be able to manipulate you. Then all of a sudden, just so you start giving a woman, you get paid, all of a sudden you get your paycheck, you have to go and give that woman. Or sometimes you can tell when a woman have a man under a spell, she be talking to him real reckless half of the time in the public, and he'll be kind of docile. So she'll be doing a lot of things in order to put in his food. I'm not going to say some of the things here because some of them it might be kind of nasty. But as I said, I mean, some people might put bodily fluids into the food, give the man to eat or drink, and that's how they'll be able to control him. Some men also do the same thing too, also to control the women. So it's not just women alone. Some men from different countries like to spiritually tie up women. So for ladies and men, you guys both who listen to this channel, you guys have to be extra careful. You have to watch everyone, especially people from different places in particular. But also too, you have good people in every race and creed. I believe that. I've seen a lot. You have good people you have good people in the Caribbean, you have bad people in the Caribbean. You have good people in Africa, you have bad people. You have good people in Europe, and you have bad people. You have good people and bad people in every different creed and race. That's just life. But you have to you can't judge everybody, paint everybody with the same brush. I try my best to always judge people individually. But these are some of the tips you have to be careful, especially like, let's say you're on a job, you're working, and all of a sudden, just so you start feeling for this woman in particular, but you have no feelings for her, and all of a sudden, just so you're going home, you have your wife, you have your girlfriend, but you keep studying about Cindy and the job, and you can't get Cindy out your mind. Sometimes Cindy can be manipulating you, have you under some love spell, because most of the times people have relationships with people on your job. But now because of COVID, a lot of people are still working from home. But most love affairs, most affairs happen in the workplace, and the reason why affairs happen in the workplace because we spend more time at work more than with our families. Most people working every week 40 hours, 50 hours according to the job that you're doing, so you spend more time at work. So sometimes a lot of affairs happen more at work. And most of the time when people are cheating, they will cheat during the day, during the lunch hour, because it's less detectable than going happy hour, coming home drunk, or coming home smelling perfume or things like that. So most of the times, as I say, people cheat during the day because it's much more easier undetectable, and you can always go back home, and that's how it goes down. So also for men, you have some men also too will pay people to manipulate women, on the job also too. So it happening both parties, So these are some of the tips that if you're a woman out there and you're thinking about a man, especially somebody in a foreign country or somebody in a different state, and they came from a certain location, that people like to do witchcraft and like to do certain things, especially if you know the person background. You have to be careful, ladies and men out there. You have to make sure and know who you're getting yourself with. You have to check people's backgrounds out before you start giving information. You do not know who's Santeria, who's Paloma Yumbe, who into voodoo, who into this, who into that, who into Kabbalah, who into all different things out here. So you have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Who's Orisha and thing, because as I say, in different religions, people can use good and bad, same as the Bible. You can use the Bible for good and you can use the Bible for evil. So it's the same thing in religion. Some people use the different religion, instead of using it for good, they use it for bad. So it's the same way also too. You guys have to be careful. You have to know who you're getting yourself into. Check people's backgrounds out. You gotta know the family history, all these things before you start. Try to know as much as possible. You may be able to ask a person all the business within a short space of time, but you need to be cautious. Do not give out too much information. People can take your signature, people can get your picture, people can get your DNA, anything you touch, different things like that. Not to alarm you, to get you scared, but the only time people can hurt you is if they get close to you, they get your hair, they get some type of DNA sample of you. They can use that to manipulate you. So you ladies have to be careful, especially going into people's places, especially if a man come over to your home. Ladies, make sure, a lot of women like to keep all their hair brushed and all these things in your bathroom. Some of you ladies need to make sure, and some people's homes are different. Some people might have a half bath, which is different, but sometimes some people might have the main bathroom, they might have the hairbrush, have certain things, but have a lot of the DNA. And sometimes people just want to get to you, to your bathroom, to get something strong, to take it to a spiritualist in order to use that to manipulate you. So my advice, a lot of tips in order for some of you ladies and men, especially men who have hair in the head, and they have the hair brush or anything like that. People can use their hair, because when people get a hair, they can send you crazy, they can manipulate you more, and need to know what they're doing, and whoever doing the spiritual work. All these things people can do. I had a client, as I said, I had a wealthy dude. Yeah, they came to me through somebody, and a woman that had ties nature. What I mean by ties nature is that a woman that had do some witchcraft, so that his penis could only stand up for her. A lot of times that do happen, especially in certain parts of the world and certain cultures. Some women could tie in nature. After they have sex, they would take your sperm and use it and stuff, take it and get that. They would use like a rag, they would trick you, get a rag, get your from your sperm that dry. When you finish have sex, they would take it to somebody, and they would use that to tie your nature. And sometimes the man penis will not be able to stand up for nobody but that woman, that who's assigned that spell for. Sometimes it happens with men, also too, from certain areas, also too, will do that with a woman also too, that she cannot be with nobody but that person. And sometimes a next trick also too, that a lot of people, I want to give you ladies a heads up. This is very important. What people don't understand is that, especially this message for women, especially, whenever you meet a man and you just start dating a man, a next easy way how a man could bind you, and you're not realizing that you are being binded, is you have some men who might be freaks, and they might be telling you, well, they need to have oral sex, but they need you to drink the sperm. That is the next way to you guys can get tricked also too, because remember, when you drink that man's sperm, especially if he's not your husband, or if he's not somebody that you really known, and you decide to give your body to that man or something like that, you don't want to just start drinking any man's sperm just like that, because that is a form of binding. That man, basically, you are binding yourself to that man. You're drinking part of his soul that is in you, and you have that in you. And a lot of times, sometimes when you start having oral sex with men, I'm not saying that you guys not to do that. I'm just saying you have to be careful. Do not give oral sex to just any man or any woman out there just like that, because a lot of times is that if you start drinking that person bodily fluids, that is a form of binding. and you not realize you're being binded to that person from a spiritual level. Because especially for women, and when time to break up, you cannot break up with the person because you acting all crazy. You can't understand why you can't shake that dude, or you can't get rid of the dude. It's because of you drinking his sperm and not realizing that. So a lot of people will use that. So I'm just giving you ladies out there and men to peep game when coming to love work. A lot of people could be putting love spells on you and you're not realizing that. It could be happening on your job, it could be happening in the gym, it could be happening. And be careful giving up information so soon. People can use that to manipulate, especially now. Most people now not really about love, they're about resources. Everybody looking to see what they can get from you now. So you have to test people out before you give up information. People get your government name, they get your picture, they get your hair samples, they come over to your place. Do not invite people over to your place so soon. People, you leave them. Do not leave no man unattended in your home. People can go through your private stuff, get your shoe, get stuff from your shoe. They could get your dirty underwear. They can do a lot of things. So I'm just letting you guys know to peep game and be careful. And if you guys, any one of you guys feel like you've been binded under some type of love spell and you can't get that person out your head, you will need to contact me, info@thespiritualfixer.com, or book a reading, because I do not work with anyone until you book a reading, so we could get find out the real source of the problem, because I do not believe anyone tells me anything unless I get a reading. I have to read, I have to check certain things before I think. So peace out. Hope you guys learn some lessons from this and get some tips, and you'll be hearing more from me soon. So you guys will get in teaching videos, you get a celebrity video, and so on and so on. And look out for a lot more coming. And don't forget to the blog. Click on the link down on the blog, spiritualfixer.com. Click on the blog link, and please like, subscribe, share, and go to the Spiritual Fixer on Facebook, and you can get your prayers, your daily prayers and affirmations also too, and Instagram, the Spiritual Fixer 1. Peace out. Bye.